Well, welcome to our very first In the Know for 2025. Not only do we hope that you had a fantastic Christmas and Happy New Year, all the best for 2025, but we're going to be running through a little bit of a different format within the Know at the moment. This is going to be our long format version that we are going to chop into individual sections and create shorts to communicate better throughout the network. We're going to be releasing our new communication and connection plan to the network at our Kickstart event that I'm going to be talking about shortly. But this is our very new version of In the Know, where we're going to go through our agenda where we recap the month, go through the month ahead, talk about some individual events that are coming up and some of the initiatives through that month, and also what we're working on as Harcourts as an overall company. Now, first and foremost, I want to jump into the recap for what was December. Now, there's no doubt about it that from a general perspective of the entire marketplace, the last quarter of the year wasn't exactly stellar for most people, and that is all real estate companies across the board. We saw some of the lowest volume of turnover in each marketplace in the entire month of December. Now, that is the lowest turnover that we have seen since 2015 from some of the numbers. If you average them out across all of the individual regions that our offices actually operate in. So there is no doubt about it that it was definitely a slow roll into the end of 2024. However, obviously, we're hoping that there's a pump of adrenaline that is actually pumped into the marketplace in 2025. I do think that we need to stay vigilant in the sense of that, hey, we think that 2025 is going to solve all of our problems that were there in 2024. That may not be the case. So we still need to be very conscious around seller education. We still need to be conscious around inventory levels that we believe that they are going to pick back up in the month of February as well. So now could be the ideal time to be talking to your clients to say, hey, beat the rush. Don't be those who go back on the market with everyone else at the same time, because you saw a rescission of about 50% of properties in most marketplaces in North America. Some marketplaces were even as high as 75% of properties removing themselves from the marketplace in the lead up to Christmas and the end of the year because they weren't able to get their outcome. So those properties, obviously, people are thinking about bringing them back onto the market. They think spring is going to solve that issue. But that being said, is that I believe that most people are going to be coming on to those times. We need to sort of buck the trend, so to speak, and make sure that we're on the marketplace when that listing is not in as much competition. Now, if we're talking to our buyers, of course, I believe that the message would be, hey, we can wait for further inventory to come to market. But if somebody is on the market right now, I believe that they are motivated in order to get a result. There is a need to get a result versus somebody that is just in that desired want stage. So be talking to the buyers about, while it might not be the ideal outcome right now or property, I still would be going in because these sellers are showing the motivation that is needed to get a better deal, so to speak. But let's talk about December in a sense of a recap. We went back and we released our new version of the CRM, Vault CRM. Phil and the tech team have done a wonderful job rolling that out. Now, one of the things that I do want to applaud with our new CRM, and you can see that in all of the recorded training that is that is available on the Vault. A lot of you, I mean, a lot. I think we had over 60% of the network on most of the training in the rollout. The thing that I will applaud is the fact that they have taken a great deal of feedback from the marketplace, from our business owners, from you as our agents as well, to create our CRM. Now, don't get me wrong, we are not a technology company and we don't pretend to be a technology company. We are a real estate company that is there to assist our realtors in order to hopefully do more business. But that being said, is that we want to make sure that we simplify what our offering is. This is a version that is completely free to you. Now, it is not a follow-up boss. It is not a KV core. It is not a top performing agent, whatever those other CRMs that are out there, okay, MoxieWorks and so on and so forth. It isn't one of those. And maybe the functionality isn't as in-depth as that. But one of the things that we got as much feedback about as possible, and one of the reasons we just didn't plug one of those CRMs in, is because agents want simplicity. Okay, over 70% of our network and over 80% of the industry still just works off their phone or off an Excel spreadsheet. So all of the advanced functionalities of all of these other CRMs can be overly confusing. And I really do believe the simplicity of our product that we've launched is something that I would definitely use. We've based it off the category of how we would run our database based on all of the training that we have done in that DCBA plus perspective. Okay. And certainly just injected ourselves into it as much as we possibly can, whilst keeping it as simplistic as possible. Now our CRM speaks to all of the other external plugins as well, whether it be Real Scout, whether it be the expireds, whether it be all of the other stuff that we offer throughout the Vault. Okay. But again, big applaud to the tech team for what they have done as well. obviously Emily and Dan as well in the rollout of all of that also. Now, that being said, also we obviously had our Christmas activity book competition as well. That was greatly. I saw a great deal of examples on social media. Okay, which was pretty awesome. Okay, but that was cool to see as well. Now, some of the trainings that you might want to familiarize yourself that we did go through in the month of December is obviously how to win market share and become the go-to agent with Aaron Hodson. Aaron Hodson continues to be one of our trainers that we bring in on a consistent basis. We love his messaging. We love how he puts things together. Those overviews of the Vault, please make sure you jump or the Vault CRM, the new CRM that is in the Vault. Okay, those overviews, Phil's taken them through. There are actually two of them. Okay, just in case you wanted to look at them from different angles, but it's also the Blue Power User. Now, Blue is the name of our CRM and our overall prospecting software that incorporates the title side of the business that you can look up. It also incorporates expireds for sale by owners as well. Very unique. You can't get any other platform that brings all of that in together. And Phil goes through that as well in his training to give people a bit more of an overview. The other thing that I do want to make mention as well, we held a session with OREF forms. So this is the Oregon Realtors forms. Okay. So for the Oregon agents that are out there, that is also recorded on the Vault. It is very beneficial. I actually got the chance to sit in on one of them. It wasn't that one, but it was one of them that was held in the Bend office, and absolutely overwhelming to in the sense of all of the changes that are going on in the industry from a form perspective. But I do believe they do a great job of delivering it. But check it out. It's all recorded on the Vault, okay? And we do our best to try and record most of our sessions there. Okay, team, let's go through the month ahead. I'm going to break this down by weeks, okay, just so that we don't miss anything. Now, from the week January 13th to the 17th, on the 13th at 10 a.m., we've got Understanding the California Residential Listing Agreement hosted by OCAR. On January 13th and 17th, okay, this is where we commence our agent business plannings. Dan, Josh, and I last year ran individual business plannings with over 75 of our agents that were interested in doing business planning for 2024. This year, we're offering the same for 2025. Not only do we go over the numbers that you need to achieve when it comes to your business plan so that you can understand what your deliverables need to be, broken down and reversed engineered into numbers, we're also going to be focusing on the one question: what is your ideal real estate business? And if you can't articulate that, then it's very difficult to plan for where we're going. So we're going to help you go through the discovery process of what is your ideal real estate business. And that is going to be different for everybody, because we want to make sure that you can verbally process it on a consistent basis, that if anybody asked you, you can articulate that, and that holds some level of accountability to get there as well. Okay, so book that in between the 13th and the 17th, okay, between 12 and 3 p.m. Dan, Josh, and myself are going to make ourselves available to go through that individual business plan with you. Now, on January 15th at 10 a.m., we have Buyer Representative Broker Compensation hosted by OCAR again. Okay, OCAR is Orange County Association of Realtors, California centric. But again, if you're looking for just a bit of insight to the way others are doing it, then ultimately you can jump on, of course. Now, January 16th at 9 a.m. Pacific time, Bias Override, Overcoming Biases for the Fair Housing, for those that are interested, hosted by OCAR. Our auction event is on the 16th, our first one for the year at 12 p.m. Okay, and January 16th at 1 p.m. we have Matrix, which is the OCAR MLS, okay, going through the Agent Essentials hosted by OCAR, as I mentioned. So that is the week from January 13th to the 17th. Okay, the following week from January 20th to the 24th. This is our Kickstart week, team. From January 22nd to January 24th, from 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Pacific time. Okay, that is when we're going to be hosting our Kickstart. I'm very excited about our Kickstart this year. We've got phenomenal real estate speakers, okay, that are external to our individual company, but they are very relevant to the different approaches that you can have in real estate. Okay. For example, we are going to be going through at the beginning of Kickstart as well our Harcourts North America connection and communication plan that is going to replace our Hype conference. Then we're going to be going through and talking to an agent that specializes in farming, another agent that specializes in expired listings, and then we have a marketing expert as well. More information is to come on this. We're very excited for this and for the speakers that we've got that are going to be joining us. I'm going to elaborate a little bit more on in this video, and I'll make sure that I give you guys a detailed understanding of it as it approaches a little closer. Which leads us now to the week of January 27th through to January 31st. Now, on January 29th, okay, at 11 a.m., your guide to the residential purchase agreement, okay, this is hosted by OCAR, so Orange County Association of Realtors as well. Okay, January 30th at 10 a.m., demystifying the standard real estate disclosures. This is also hosted by OCAR. And then January 30th at 10 a.m., okay, we have the 2025 Oregon Realtors Forms Update. This is hosted by the Oregon Realtors. This is probably important as we dive back into the year to give yourself that refresher on January 30th. And then on the 30th, also at 12 o'clock, okay, we have our auction event as well. So that is the week of January 27th. Okay, let's go over some of the major events that are coming up. Now, these aren't necessarily for the month ahead, but they are coming up here in the near future for the first quarter, and we want to make sure that you are made aware of those. We're going to start off with our annual awards. This is a by invitation event only. Okay, the invitations were sent out in the later part of last year. Okay, the date for this is March 4th, 5 p.m. Now, we will be live streaming our annual awards for those that won't be coming along, and that starts at 6 o'clock Pacific time. Now, the annual awards is going to be hosted at the Pendry Hotel in Newport Beach, California. We have some really exciting announcements, and at this point, we are fully committed. Okay, everybody that has received the invitations based on their status within the company from an achievement perspective, they have fully committed. So we really appreciate everybody's participation. Fully committed. It is a great venue. It is a black tie function. It is in a cocktail bar, speakeasy type of room. Okay, I think that is the definition of it. But either way, we're very excited for that event coming up. Now, obviously, as I've already mentioned, that I want to obviously make mention again, okay, is that we have the Kickstart. Okay, now this year for 2025, our speakers are as follows. Okay, now keep in mind with our Kickstart, this is January 22nd to January 24th from 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Pacific time. Okay. And I'm very excited about the lineup of speakers that we have had. We have, okay, is that Erica Wolf is our first speaker. Okay. She's going to be talking about digital farming in the new age. Now, the digital farming side of this is something that Chris and I speak on very regularly on Rethink Real Estate. And Erica's approach is so buttoned up and so systemized that you could not walk away from that without any takeaways. This is going to be an incredible session for you from a modernizing your farming perspective. Our next speaker is Anthony Nucci. Now, I believe that Anthony Nucci has one of the greatest approaches that I've ever seen when it comes to expired listings. Now, has a social media page on Instagram. If you type in Anthony Nucci, Nucci, okay, it'll come up. You need to watch some of the short reels. He publishes his conversations, and his absolute approach is fantastic. Okay, he has a velvet touch, and for anybody that's looking to grow their business in a rapid sense, Anthony is the type of guy that I'm really looking forward to having him speak to the group. Then we have Greg Fowler. Greg Fowler is an individual agent and lending marketing genius. He's going to be talking about your brand identity as an individual. Coming into 2025, what are the things that you need to understand and the things that you need to work on for your own individual brand within your marketplace? He's a marketing expert, as I mentioned. I've done a lot of work with Greg. He's featured on Rethink Real Estate. I know many agents that have used him in the past, but he is an individual marketing consultant. And in essence, I'm very excited for him to talk about the brand identity within your own business. The other thing that we'll be doing in Kickstart as well is us as Harcourts North America will be announcing our communication and connection plan. These are all of our events and our communication plan for the year ahead. Very excited to roll out these initiatives to you to see how we're transforming the company from a connectivity perspective, okay, and also from a communication perspective, which obviously goes hand in hand with connection. Now, the next event that I just want to quickly make mention is our first social club of the year, which is happening at March 6th. Okay, this is at Snow Summit in Big Bear Mountain in California. So this is, like I said, Thursday, March 6th, and it is great. These are some of the events that we're going to be creating throughout the year from a social club perspective, where we can just host everybody that wants to join in. I know that Brenna and Rachel Ashley and also Jesse, they obviously were the instigators of this last year. And we know that a group of Harcourts people went up to the summit and had a great time. Now, from a perspective of our Oregon realtors that think that the mountain or Mount Bachelor or a few of the others that are around there are superior, hey, we might have to do our own social club for Oregon as well. But you guys are welcome to come down and join the group. There's no question about that. Either way, guys, the other thing that I want to make mention for that major events that are coming up is also, it's obviously something more relevant to January, is that, again, the business planning that we are putting on from January 13th to the 17th, okay, please make sure that you have committed to your spot. We did this with over 75 agents last year. and it was a great hit. We really love connecting with you on an individual basis with your business plan. Okay, so please book in a time to sit down with Josh, Dan, and I in order to go through your 2025 goals. We'll reverse engineer all of your numbers so that we know what we need to achieve, but also, okay, we will be answering the question of what does your ideal real estate business look like so that we can articulate that vision and we can continue to have that at our forefront of our mind. Okay, so therefore we know where we're going. So they are the major events coming up here in the next quarter. This now leads us into our technology update, okay? And in our technology update, I want to make sure that I make mention of Phil and the team there from the technology department of Harcourts North America that have really taken a great amount of effort in order to create a CRM that was very collaborative amongst the group. The one thing that we identified is that we are not a technology company. We are a real estate company. And we had to play with the decision of whether or not we were going to take one of the major CRMs and we were going to plug it into our suite of offering. And after getting as much feedback as what we did from the network, is that a lot of people's response was, well, we mostly only use our phone or we mostly use an Excel spreadsheet. Some people that are very tech savvy love all the features and benefits of a follow up boss or a KV core, top reformer, or all of those different ones. But that being said, is that they wanted something from a simplistic perspective. So we made a decision just to enhance our own free version of our CRM. It is not a advanced CRM in any way, shape, or form, but it has the typical functionalities that everybody requested. Okay. And just some of those different things that I want to make mention to you now. It's obviously got a full contact database dashboard customization update, okay, and also the contact details page update as well for just general UI, UX, and functionality. Okay, the contact management that is now on the Vault and available to you is so much more integrated within all of our products of suites, our suite of products that you can use. Now, that being said, as well, there has been an advancement as well in the email marketing program on the Vault as well. You can schedule your email campaigns and check our latest ones that are in there, but they can now be scheduled to go out versus just having to send them. And then brand new campaign tool that you can have from a follow up perspective. So this is the ultimate way to follow up is that by customizing for each individual person how you're going to follow them up, whether it be in a month, week, whatever it may be, and those individual reminders are always there for you also. So just general functionality, we've really focused on the general CRM and the layout and the functionality of that, and then the follow up process, a little bit of the email marketing stuff as well. There's more to come on that, but the reason that we chose to do it in house is to continue to offer you a free version. Is it a Mailchimp? Is it a follow up boss? Is it a KV core? Okay. Is it whatever other CRMs that are millions of them that are out there? No, but it is a simplistic version that speaks to everything else. The other thing that we've done is we've integrated the service of handwritten. This has been something that we've been promising for a long time and haven't been able to deliver it within the time frame that we thought because it came with its complications. But now you can send a handwritten card directly from the CRM. Okay. Now, it is a service called Handwritten. Okay. It is written by a computer, but it is handwriting. It is the handwriting of a robot. It's actually really interesting to see if you were to Google it. Okay. But that being said, is that we can get handwritten cards out directly now. Through the CRM, and we're very excited about the title data integration as well as integrated into your CRM that you can attach to your people. But now the title data is we constantly are working on making that way more accurate in all of the marketplaces that we operate in. Now, again, it's not perfect, just like any title data, but it is far better than what it once was. And also now, for those that love Real Scout and deal with Real Scout very often, okay, is that Real Scout is integrated. You don't have to put it separately into the CRM and then put it separately into Real Scout. You can integrate it by putting it just into the system, okay, and then making sure that it integrates into Real Scout by just clicking a button. So really excited with all of those technology updates. We've got some more stuff coming out later in the year, but really have been astounded by the feedback that we've received so far because we've made it a collaborative effort of everybody that have been putting in the effort in order to create a product that they wanted versus just the ones with all these bells and whistles that nobody uses or knows how to use. Okay, as far as marketing updates go for the month of January, we've got a fair few initiatives that we're going to be rolling out, of course. And one of the ones that I want to make sure that you guys know about is the new market update email templates that are available in the vault as well. I think it can be something that we can consistently start from the months of January moving through to 2025 of updating your database on just the monthly metrics, okay, of what's going on within their marketplace itself. Creating that relationship with people to be the voice of real estate in their life can be something that is easy as a monthly email template with just simply market metrics that they can obviously look at and keep their finger on the pulse. Take a look at the marketing stuff that is available in the vault, okay, and make sure that if you are doing something from an email marketing perspective, is that ensure that when you do it, it's got some impact that is relevant to their individual market, their individual property. If you are marketing towards sellers. Now, from an auction perspective, our two auction dates for the month of January are January 16th and January 30th. Okay. Callista at the beginning of the year had taken the initiative to reach out to a lot of our auction agents that had done many auctions throughout the year and customize some of the marketing material for them for the year of 2025. We had a lot of people take us up on that. Now, auction still continues to be something in a marketplace that is being a little bit sticky, where we need to make sure that we're approaching it as an option for all of our sellers so that therefore we can win more listings. We aren't just simply going to our sellers and asking them for a price reduction. We're trying to think outside of the box. That maintains the relationship with the seller for a lot longer based on the fact that you are not just simply asking them for a price reduction. A price reduction is an easy solution for an agent just to simply try and get it sold quickly. We are in the business of making sure that most of our sellers will appreciate the added effort that will be put in by offering something different rather than simply a price reduction. One of the simple things that we're putting to most people at the moment is that on $1 million property, it costs $5,000 for the seller to do an auction. Now, if they were to do a price reduction, they need to do between 4 and 6% in order to get any type of interest in that property. That's a $40,000 to $60,000 price reduction of just throwing that money away. So that is a really great way to approach your sellers about it. Now, as far as Rethink Real Estate is concerned, month of January, we're firing back up the episode starting on the 13th of January. Okay. We're going to be going through and doing a marketing episode once a month with Chris as we move forward. I did make an announcement also to the group, but I'm really excited about having Tony Self, one of our business owners of our Harcourts Hunter Mason office in Redondo Beach. They also have our Las Vegas office as well. But Tony has actually really gotten himself entrenched with AI, particular around real estate. Okay. He's an international speaker now that speaks to a lot of different real estate companies about how to integrate AI into the business. Now, every month we're going to have Tony on Rethink Real Estate, where we're going to go over different tools and different products that people can integrate into their business and have general real estate thought ideas. Now, the funny thing about this is that to find somebody that is simply a technologist, okay, you throw a rock outside and you'll probably hit somebody. But to find somebody that understands the day-to-day on a real estate agent perspective, and that person also be in our company, provides a unique outlook, knowing exactly what we need on a day-to-day perspective. Okay, I've also got Sean Soderstrom as well, that is one of our guests on for this month. Sean runs the largest real estate data company external to the individual MLSs. So we're going to be talking about trends and also the future of real estate as well, that he can see. And I think that he comes from a really good place from a data perspective, okay, where he can really understand where the real estate industry is going at most times. Also, I've got Katie O'Neill. This is somebody that was referred to me from Phil Jones. Katie is actually a futurist. Okay, she's talking about where things are going. So that'll be interesting as well. And we'll also do the monthly wrap also. So that's what's going on with auction and also Rethink Real Estate, the podcast. Let's talk about Pulse. Pulse being our Harcourts marketing platform that is headed up by Emily Kerner. Pulse at the moment, we have over 45 of our agents internally that are using the program. This is where Emily manages your social media on a day-to-day perspective and manages the campaigns for your listings as well. If you haven't checked out Pulse already, please make sure you set up a time with Emily. She can obviously run all of your social media perspective as well as individual marketing campaigns for listings and things along those lines. We're actually currently adding 2 new initiatives, and there's more to come on this. We're going to be announcing it in Kickstart, but I'm really excited about the 2 initiatives for Pulse. We're going to be adding, first and foremost, a review package. So this is where Emily takes on the responsibility of any property that's sold, or if you've represented a buyer, to reach out to them and actually get reviews. Now, it is a full follow-up process that she'll take you through, and simply this individual recording is not enough time to take you through the in-depth nature of what that process looks like. We did identify, though, in any one transaction, there is an opportunity to get up to 7 reviews out of that. Okay. And we're going to be focusing on the different means of different review platforms and everything along those lines. But please look out for those packages to be announced here shortly, because I'm very excited for having a internal service that you can utilize in order to get reviews. Now, the other thing is digital door knocking. Okay, the digital door knocking package is going to be rolled out. A big shout out to Nick Ahen from our Harcourts Salem office. Okay, Harcourts Elite, and now he's the business owner there and also the lead agent. And Nick has actually taken on the initiative from a few of the episodes that Chris and I went through on Rethink Real Estate and talking about digitalizing your farming. And it also speaks to the session that we have done for Kickstart as well. Okay, the new way to farm is through digital means. Okay, there's no question about that. Yes, you can integrate some of the analog perspective of going out and dropping flyers and making phone calls and everything along those lines. But what is the digital attribute? Now, the digital side of it is a little bit confusing to get through. But Emily and Dan have tailored a new training session that takes you through and trains you on how to digitalize your door knocking and your farming. Now, that being said, is that once you're trained on it, you can choose to execute it yourself or have Emily and Pulse run it for you. Very excited about how do we modernize the practicality of the business, okay, through the review process, because that is all of the rage in the real estate industry. There's no question about that. But then also, how do we digitally farm in order to make sure we're not missing anything? So Pulse still moving ahead at quite some pace when it comes to people adopting it, okay? Because let's face it, you don't want to be stuck behind your computer doing the detail of your social media or your digital campaigns or even following up for those reviews, okay? You should be out there getting more business. Alrighty, let's acknowledge our Springboard participants. So our Springboard Championship is something that we do a couple of times a year. It is a 6-week program that is focused primarily on prospecting. So the categories are calls, call connects, added contacts to the database, door knocks, price opinions, traditional listing presentation, and auction presentations. So each individual activity is gauged as a point. And those that score the most points then obviously are then ranked throughout it as well. But then there are also category winners also for, say, price opinions or traditional listing presentations or auctions or number of contacts, so on and so forth. Now, again, it was great to see this group. There was definitely a mix of brand new agents to the company that might have been experienced agents elsewhere, but also existing business owners within our Harcourts network that decided, hey, I need a little bit of accountability leading into the end of the year. And they got on the phones and were leading by example as well. Shout out to Michelle Stevenson and also Courtney Self, who jumped in and really got their hands dirty to lead by example and show their team that that's the case. Now, all that to be said, let's go through and acknowledge some of the winners from a category perspective. Okay. Now we've got Tyler from our Harcourts Place office in Newport Beach, who won the most number of calls. Okay. Number of calls that were placed. Our next category is Call Connects, and that's Michelle Stevenson from Harcourts Prime Properties in Temecula, one of the business owners and leaders there. Contacts added, Ken Chin from the Harcourts Real Estate Network Group. Okay, so that is number of people that were added to the database, and that's a pretty significant achievement. Door knocks. Now, Joe from our Harcourts Prime Properties Temecula office, Joe's new to the network, and he's out there knocking on doors, and a big congratulations to him. Now, also, Joey from our Harcourts Prime Properties in San Diego is the winner of the price opinions. Now, that is somebody going in, getting a price opinion, building that relationship that then might turn into an uncontested listing later on. Our traditional listing presentation winner was Ernestine Phillips from the Harcourts Hunter Mason office. Congratulations to her. Only 12 months into the business, so big congratulations there. And auction listing presentations goes to Mary Bell from Harcourts Signature Properties and also Michelle Stevenson from Harcourts Prime Properties in Temecula. We had a tie when it came to that one. Now, our overall winners, so the leaderboard, so for the most consistency across the board and the most points scored for all activities, Tyler from Harcourts Place there in Newport Beach takes out that number one spot. Okay. He really only just beat out, okay, Lorena from our Harcourts Blue Water Real Estate office down in Newport Beach. Lorena only beat out by a couple of 100 points, okay, in the scheme of things. Now, in third place, we had Mary Bell from Harcourts Signature Properties, new agent to the network, and a big congratulations to her. Michelle Stevenson from our Harcourts Prime Properties in Temecula, okay, got number 4 or fourth place for total points scored. And also our business owner from Harcourts, Hunter Mason Realty in Redondo Beach in Las Vegas, Courtney Self in 5th. Thank you so much to everybody that participates. It's wonderful to be included into the WhatsApp group, and I get to see all the banter. I got to do one of the first sessions, okay? Throughout the 6 weeks, we do training each of the 6 weeks where we have guest speakers. I was one of them at one point, and then also I got to be part of the awards that we held, congratulating everybody on their achievements. I wanted to take a minute to also welcome a few of the new additions to the network in the month of January as well. Okay, we had Gina Maggie from Harcourts Hunter Mason Redondo Beach, Steve Braille, okay, from Harcourts Prime Properties San Diego, Brett Mangan, okay, from Harcourts Prime Properties in Monarch Beach, Anna Shatova from Harcourts Prime Properties in Monarch Beach also, John Nguyen joining the team at Harcourts Signature Properties, and Dominic Valdiva from Harcourts West Side. A big congratulations and a big thank you for joining the Harcourts family. We welcome you in, and anything that we can do, please reach out. Also, from an office anniversary perspective, I just wanted to quickly reach out and let everybody know some significant individual anniversaries. We've got Harcourts Prime Properties in Monarch Beach. It was one of our very first offices in Harcourts North America, and that is our 13th year anniversary with them. So thank you to Bob, Chad, Justin, Kevin. Harcourts Westside, they've been with us 12 months as of December 26th, 2023. Ty and the team up there, welcome in, okay, have been a great addition to the team and really enjoyed having them in the network. And then Harcourts Prime Properties in Newport Beach, okay, so this is Wesley Williams and his team, and obviously with Kevin as well, January 5th, 2017. So that is an 8-year anniversary. Thanks so much for all of your loyalty. We really do appreciate it. Loyalty is a hard thing to find in the real estate industry, and to have some of those milestones are absolutely wonderful.